Hello! Welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name's Brad Blake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today, we're going to be looking at GameFound is exploding. They've got a couple good games out. I'm going to do 2 episodes of this. First one we're going to talk about is Nemesis Retaliation. It is up to almost $4 million already. And as you know, I love Nemesis, but this one's a little different. So we're going to take a look at it and see what we all think, and is it worth it? They actually have standees lowering the price. That's pretty cool for those who want the experience but don't want to have to pay. Let's take a look. Like I said, we are at almost $4 million probably by the time I post this. We've got 17,000 backers. That's a lot. I mean, when you think about some of the other campaigns out there, like 5,000 backers or even 1,000 sometimes is like, you know, huge. And we've got 17,500, almost, I'm rounding. And wow, it's pretty slick. I'm pretty excited for them. I do like Awakened Realms most of the time, but I'm not going to back everything anymore. So I'm still on the fence about this one. Let's see. So why back now? So we have 174 total. And we'll kind of break that out. But we've got the core box, which is, they're saying it's $109. And then we have plus the stretch goals. And they're saying it's going to retail at MSRP at $189. I don't think typically they're around $150, $155 when you see it at retail. And then it goes on sale for a little bit. So it's going to be a year or two before you start seeing it come down. And it'll be a long time before you see it sub $100, just be aware. We got the free stretch goal box, so you are going to be paying for that. So maybe with the stretch goals and that, it'd be $189 worth. But just by itself without all the stretch goals stuff, probably looking at around $150. We have a full new intruder race. So Neo Flesh Core. So this is the thing about this game. I think this is basically the Zerg from Starcraft. Because if you see the queen, we'll go back up here, this lady, alien thing here, right? And then like they look like the Zerg. I'm pretty sure they seem to be copying, the Zerg and everything that's going on in StarCraft, in my opinion, for that. And the miniatures, the aliens are smaller, so be aware. We're going to get to that. This is different because normally the aliens are like bigger in the Nemesis game, and now this is more, they're tiny, which some people have already kind of complained about. I'm not sure they're going to like it. I'm not sure. I'm mixed. I have mixed opinions about that. We have a small secret expansion details coming soon when we ask you to add more money. We've got Nemesis at an 8.3 BGG rating. I rate it around a 9 or a 10. I can't remember where I'm at with that. You can go search Nemesis for ours. It's on my top 10 of all-time games as well. I have not played Lockdown, mainly because I don't know if you're going to get that much different of a game. And I want to play Nemesis enough to where I get Nemesis down to like a $10 play a game before I look at anything else. Although this Kickstarter, this GameFound has me intrigued. So they've sold worldwide. Yes, it's been a good game. And so you look at this lady and then you look at the miniatures. I don't know. To me, it just screams Zerg and StarCraft. I've already said it and I'm going to stick to it. So we have a standard edition, which I don't think they've done this before. You can actually get standees instead of miniatures, and the price is reduced drastically. So you're at $65. Now, I have to believe this game is going to be worth $65. You may or may not like the standees and such, but if you just wanted the experience, like you're gonna enjoy it, and it's definitely going to be worth $65. Now, I don't know what they're going to charge us for shipping, but if this makes it to retail, this $65 is probably going to be more like $55, and then you could get it free shipping even. But we'll kind of keep walking through it and see if they have this as a retail option or not. And then you got the standard, which they're saying it's $109, which is really not bad. I'm pretty happy with $109 option. You can see it, and they've got a retaliation collector's pledge, which is $190. We'll keep working. Stretch goal box with tons of extra free content. Discover the campaign. This is what Awakened Realms does. You're going to get in a separate box. It's going to have some extra miniatures, some extra cards, some like an extra playable character probably. They may actually, and as we walk through this, this may give you the ability to play one extra person in the game instead of like 1 to 5. It'll allow it to play 1 to 6 or something. We've played it at 6 in the standard game, even though it's 1 to 5. Just means somebody wasn't going to become the traitor. Otherwise, it all worked out. It really didn't hamper the game at all. Going to choose our characters. We've got tactical belts. I kind of like some of the changes they've made, and the dual layer board, and how you're tracking your health and your injuries and heavily injured. And then you also have this the items in your belt, and they've been talking about how you're able to use things, and it's got to be like the most available thing or the card that's on top. So it gives it a little bit more of a puzzle, which I think is kind of neat. And then there's oxygen in this game as well, so you can run out of oxygen, which would not be good. We've got our character tiles. We've got the oxygen indicator. So as you move, and you have to find places to refresh your oxygen or turn the oxygen on in those rooms, so that you can refresh this. And you've got the different weapons. Looks like we're going to be a little bit more armored. We're ready to go back. We're going in with all the soldiers. It's kind of like, Aliens, where you have the ship and you have everybody ready to go. Ooh, motion tracker. That's kind of cool. Definitely aliens going on there with the motion tracker. That's new. A lot of rifles. We have robots, which are cool. What do we got here? 5-player pack. Yep. So we got 5 players, dual board. This gray thing here holds your cards. All the officers are a little asymmetric. They're going to have a different ability. And then your win conditions are going to depend on the cards that you draw. And it'll be interesting if there's like hidden traitors in this that are like, kill player 1 and get out and things like Nemesis had. I gotta believe that that's in there. And then, so we have the captain, we have the recon officer, we have the heavy gun operator. She looks like the girl from Aliens. And then we have a combat engineer. Oh, that's cool. He's got an exosuit, kind of Avatar-ish looking on there. And we're just stealing from everybody. Nobody has any original ideas. We just try to enjoy what we can. So you can see what a standee is going to look like. We got right here versus a model. So I think that means that in the $65 version, you're not going to have any. Typically, you would get the character you are would be a miniature, but it looks like even with this, everything's going to be a standee. There won't be any miniatures in the $65 version, which I'm not so sure I'm against. Definitely not against it. Just a question of would I buy the cheaper one or the more expensive one. Exploration. So this is kind of neat. So instead of having a board that already is laid out and you're just mixing and matching the rooms and you don't know what the rooms are, this is going to be more like Clank, the new Clank. Forget which one it is, but you're going to be building the map as you go, and there's going to be certain conditions for the hallways connecting one room to another that you can't necessarily. It's going to tell you how you can do it. So you can't just put a walkway between 2 different rooms like this one here. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer. I'll try to put a little graphic or color in here, but there may be a reason or there's a rule that you can't connect these two. So you won't be able to just connect everything. But I think this is going to be kind of interesting. Looks like you have a top and a bottom, or top and right side to the map, and that's going to give you your starting points and how you work through the game. Yeah, and here's how the map works and how you're able to lay them out. And so it's going to play differently that way on how the different tiles and different rooms come out. So that's kind of neat. This is a standard map section. This is, you're coming out of hyperspace here. So that's kind of cool. I think that's neat. It'll be interesting to see what the different rooms do. Make a new corridor from the room with a robot. I think the robots are going to be kind of cool. I'm not sure if you just get one robot. I think it's just one robot per encounter. And then there's like 3 different robots, and you randomly pick or draw one. And it looks like we've got some standard doors, regular tokens going on, or you can upgrade them. So let's see. So these are the same noise markers, fire markers, and malfunction markers. And I'm just wondering if you're going to get those, or they're going to be cardboard-ish with the Standee version. Not sure. We're going to face the horde. Dun, dun, dun. And I think this is going to feel more like a rush. There's going to be a lot more aliens out, but I don't think they're going to be as hard to kill, kind of based on what I'm seeing. You're going to be sneaking and avoiding. And it says it's only possible for so long. Then there is only one way. Find a weak spot to blast through. Hope they don't catch up, and pray to never find yourself with one of them in the same room. You won't survive. So this may feel kind of not tower defense, but you're going to feel rushed. You're going to feel like they're coming at you. Now, maybe Zombicide-ish, where you've got them all and you're going to be like spraying bullets and trying to kill them. The queen looking nasty in a good way. And nobody ever likes to get hit with the queen. And we've got the different drones. Like I said, if you look at this, to me, it just screams Zerg. Really does, with all the extra jaggedness and everything going on here. Bit of Tyranid-ish, but I think Zerg over Tyranids. Tyranids are a 40k Warhammer miniature, and so you can see the Standees going on here. Will it look as good as a miniature? No. Is it going to play the same? Yes. And so we've got different drone poses, and it looks like this is going to be your drone, right? It's not going to have different poses for the drone on the Standees. And so even though these drones, pose 1, pose 2, pose 3, are the same, that's why they're only giving you one Standee. But the models look pretty cool. Then we've got adults. And so we're going to get to what they look like size-wise. I may have skipped that, but we'll definitely go back to it. A lot of cool miniatures. These are not prototypes. These are computer rendered, would be my guess. There's a lot of detail on them. We'll see if some of the detail gets flushed out when they actually make the mold. But they look great here. At least they're not showing them to you painted. This is what they're going to look like. They're going to be gray. We've got larva. Keep going. These are the smaller guys. We got the boss queen. Lurking in the shadows is something much bigger and frightening. The famous queen stands behind her horde, and killing her won't be simple. A special queen's health deck is introduced, which will facilitate her new mechanics. So it's not going to be the same as the other queen where you're just drawing out the tokens and trying to kill her. She's going to have her own monster deck, boss deck. And then looks like we have some of the same things going on from Nemesis. And then we've got what is it? 3 different colored tracks here. Bag development. Don't know what the green section is in the horde. And typically you're adding into the bag and then pulling them out depending on if you make enough noise or depending on what's spawning to find out what could be in your room. And we're going to keep going. It looks like Alien 4 with the skin alien from Ripley. We've got contamination that looks all the same. You don't want to have contamination at the end of the game or you die. So you have to scan yourself and get rid of the infestation inside you. Create your own cinematic story. Be ready to adapt your strategy. That's what I like. To me, I like Nemesis because it makes you feel like you're playing the game Alien, like you're in the movie, and I really love the experience of that. So if you like Aliens, if you like that trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever it is, there's more than 4, and then you got Prometheus and all that. But if you like that, that can kind of help you get sucked into this. If you don't like that, I think this may fall flat with you. And also it has player elimination in it. So those are a few things you have to be aware of. I like the oxygen limit thing going on here. You've got life support systems, and there's as you move, you're going to use oxygen, and you're going to try to have rooms that get oxygen back on, I believe, and getting more oxygen tanks. So I think that's going to be a neat mechanic and make it even a little bit more tension going on here. And then we've got 4 different military bots. And I like this. I think these are going to be neat. You're going to be able to remote control these or have them move in, but you're only going to get one of these. And depending on which one you get, that may change the style of how you're going to play. Try to lean in it, make sure you're using the robot to its maximum efficiency. I don't know how easily they are going to be able to be killed by the aliens, but I think this is a neat mechanic. More models of robot modules are available in terrain expansion. Let's see, we've got more exchangeable 3D robot elements are available in the terrain pack add-on. Pure visual components without gameplay value. Okay, so this is just these just look cool. They're part of the terrain. They do nothing, sadly. I'd like to have a turret. That's cool. A bed? A health bed? Oh, come on, guys. They could have done something with that. Shooting, wiping out a charge of horde in a corridor is easy as long as you have ammo, but when you face one of them in an open room, be ready for real combat. So it's going to be different if you're shooting into a hallway, it looks like, and then if you end up in the room with them, it's going to be a lot tougher. So kind of a mix of spraying them down and hand-to-hand, and they have what do we want to say? Like, when an alien and a person usually are in a room together, the alien wins. Securing rooms. So you can barricade rooms, place traps, create an illusion of safety. Oh, that's kind of cool. That'll be neat. So that leans into the Aliens movie more. Different ways to escape. We've got military rank. So if you're a higher rank than somebody else, you can tell somebody what to do, which I think that's interesting. That's gonna be kind of neat. And then let's look at the pledges here. We've got $189 for kind of everything. You get the terrain, you get the bonus stuff, you get the miniatures, a few extra things you probably don't need. And let's see what else. Miniature stretch goals, terrain pack. So this gives you the acrylic pack. So all those little chits you'll have is acrylic. And then we've got the Standee pledge at $65, which I think is great. I'm really glad they have that here. And only 600 people out of those 12,000 or whatever, 14,500. So it's not a lot, but at least these people are getting something that they can afford. Being budget conscious is very okay. And then we've got about almost 6,000 people on the standard, or I should say the retaliation core pledge, which is going to get you the miniatures and the unlocked stretch goals. And then if you don't have Nemesis at all, you could get everything for $345. So you could get Lockdown, the first Nemesis, and other stuff. So how much more is that? $189. But that doesn't look like it's giving you all the collector's pledge stuff. I'd have to look at that. That may be a good deal, but then when you hit you with shipping, it may not. You can get Lockdown and Nemesis closer to $100 now. So you're getting this extra stuff for like $150. So yeah, it seems like a good deal on the surface. If you're interested in that, take a look at that and make sure you look at what's online and how much it's going to cost to ship this before you go all in on that. Looks like we're voting for different Standee versions and different models. We got special characters. Definitely unlocking everything. Don't get sleeves from Kickstarter. Get that from other places. King sleeves, something like that. And then it looks like you can get some of the older, like this is lockdowns, playmat, and lockdown. All the old Nemesis stuff you're going to be able to pick up here if you want to add it to your pledge, or you can just go online and buy it from Miniature Market or Amazon. Maybe not Amazon, but try to find it cheaper somewhere else. And lots of stuff. They're giving you all 3 games. You can pick and choose whatever you want. So that's kind of cool. And you can get a plushie cat. So that's all the rage right now too, right? A lot more plush things going on. So we have stretch goals. We got an unlocked character. We have the Neo Flesh Cult expansion, and that's part of the all-in. We've got some Queen models. Okay, you're just voting on standees and robots. Shipping. USA Standard Edition 18, Special Edition Miniatures 22, Collector's Edition 30, and Trilogy Pledge 50. If that is true, that is really decent shipping. I'm not gonna lie. I just think they're lying. I don't know if they know shipping prices are coming down. This isn't so bad. I'm not super unhappy with these shipping costs. Question is, will they actually be able to find a C-tainer to be able to do that? That seems kind of cheap. Impressively cheap. So they do package them well. I got Castles of Burgundy. If you watch that, my box was already split and everything. You can tell that it happened before they ever got put in the box. Whoever was picking them up off the pallets, I don't know if it dropped. It definitely dropped because there was a dent in it, but then it also split. So I don't know if it happened when they were packaging it. And then, put the lid on it and then somebody dropped it as well. But if it can get in the box undamaged, I think you're gonna be okay with what happens showing it up. Now I need to find the size comparison, so I just want everybody to be aware that these aliens are not that big, not like Nemesis, where the aliens were bigger than the characters. Here we go. All right, so size comparison. So you can see that the only thing bigger than the humans is the Queen. So the adults, all the adults and everything they're all smaller. So in Nemesis, we're used to like the adults and everything. They're all like twice the size of the humans. And then you still have your like face huggers and the next level where they're kind of crawling, but they're still bigger than the humans, but they're just laying down more. So this has been something that I've seen a couple people mention that they're not that happy with, but you got to think of they're like going to be hoarding towards you, especially the smaller they are. So this is what makes me think more like Zerk and Starcraft. And I know they're still going to go for this alien thing, but once you have this Queen, she doesn't look anything like the alien Queen. Nemesis really copied the alien Queen a bit more. This is where it leans into the Starcraft side of things, I think. So anyway, I've been pretty excited about this. I'm still on the fence. I've spent some money. What did I back? I backed something else recently, and I don't remember what it was. I'm backing Zombicide from Simon. And then you've got this, and then we're going to talk about Food Chain Magnet, all the Lux thing that isn't going to retail, and I'll be doing that next. So what do you think? Are you in for Nemesis Retaliation? Are you passing on it? Do you hate Nemesis? Do you love Nemesis? Where does it sit in your top 100 or top games of all time? I would be curious to know. Let's discuss. Anyway, just thought I'd go through this. Hope you enjoy these. My name is Brad Lake, and just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night.